The House Intelligence Committee under Congressman Devin Nunes is moving towards publishing that 4-page memo said to detail FBI and Justice Department abuse of FISA surveillance. Fox News reporting the release could occur as early as next week. The stunning level of anti-Trump vitriol within it has led Republicans to stop sharing information with the FBI and the Department of Justice related to that memo. Joining us tonight is Josh Blackman, associate professor at South Texas College of Law, legal columnist for the National Review. And Josh, it's good to see you. And I have to believe that you, like nearly all of us, are fairly stunned at what we're seeing coming out of the Justice Department and the FBI.
Well, Lou, thanks for having me back. These reports are actually quite troubling. There's been an unfortunate trend where many people inside the executive branch have taken up to openly resisting President Trump. A few months ago, there were reports that a group within the Consumer Protection Agency called themselves Dumbledore's Army. This is a takeoff of a group within Harry Potter books of people trying to resist the evil wizards. And they called themselves
like very mature individuals, very responsible individuals. I'm glad they could be of service.
Well, these are our civil servants who are openly using private channels to communicate, encrypted chats and the like. And I listened to your report at the top of the hour, and people are meeting off-site and using other forms of communication, text messages and otherwise. We should not forget, these are civil servants. They're on the taxpayer dollar. And these ulterior motives, these ulterior agendas really shouldn't be present in these agencies.
Well, even if present, we should be able to fire them. They should be removed from public employment, whether the federal government, state, local, county, whatever it might be. But what we have not paid attention to is the growth, both in number and strength, of public employee unions, and particularly in the federal government. They are all but immune from accountability, or certainly removal from their jobs.
You're right, Lou. Civil service laws make it very difficult, if not impossible, to fire rank-and-file employees. And what we find that often happens is people who have been at agencies for many years become invested in the cause of their agency, even if it's not consistent with that of the incumbent administration. So perhaps employees now who are committed to the environmental policy of the Obama agenda or the civil rights policy of the Obama agenda haven't quite gotten the memo that there's a new sheriff in town, a new chief executive, and they're still trying to push their old policies through.
Back to the story of the day, and that is the level of corruption at the FBI and the DOJ. What are we to do? What is President Trump to do? And how can the evidence be preserved at the top of the DOJ and the FBI, who have been actively breaking the law, destroying evidence, and working, subverting this administration, this president?
I think the president's in a tough spot. Last year, I think I was on your program when he fired Mueller,
right,
and that spawned this entire investigation. So I think at this point, the firing has to be put on hold for political reasons. I think the best bet is what Trump's lawyers have recommended: let the investigation play out, let it wind to a close, and if nothing comes of it, then this will all be for naught. But this has been a really long process, which was triggered again by President firing Mueller last year, which was an exercise of his own constitutional authority.
We cannot give up a presidency so important, so absolutely critical. And just look at the accomplishments of this administration over the course of a past year against all that is arrayed against him. These are forces of evil now. They were initially, I thought, simply forces of negativity and opposition. But they mean to bring hell and brimfire to this administration in this country, irrespective of the damage. We don't have that luxury of waiting. Why cannot the heads of the Congress, the Senate, come together and say, let's end it now? And with this level of collusion and corruption at the Department of Justice and the FBI, why can't these people be ripped out of their seats, their offices sequestered, all of their communication devices from PCs to smartphones collected, sequestered, and secured?
Well, Lou, what would have to happen is first, Attorney General Sessions would either have to unrecuse or his deputy Rosenstein would have to go ahead and fire
Well,
the FBI
Rosenstein is one of the
director.
problems.
Right, and so the second problem
And Sessions
is even
has
if,
become a problem.
so even if heads start rolling and the investigation comes to a close, there'll still be congressional subpoenas and other matters. So I think the long and short of it is this is going to wind to its terminus, wind to its logical conclusion. I think at the end of the day,
You're
I think
telling
Trump
me
will
that
probably
we
come
are
out-
captive to a corrupt Department of Justice and FBI, and there's not a damn thing an American citizen, or maybe 300 million American citizens can't do but sit here and take it and say thank you? You got to be kidding.
You know what? Trump has the power. If he wants, we can fire a couple different people and end this tomorrow. But I think his lawyers have advised him that would be political suicide to do so. But he absolutely has that constitutional authority without any doubt. Lou.
Well, Josh, we're now in a religious search for alternatives. Thanks so much. We appreciate it. Good to see you, Josh.